are back again, Mimi and Denise. Yes! It's been so long. Yes, but we are happy to be back, guys, because we have a topic: women not supporting women. Oh my God, I've been seeing this all my life. And we're just going to kick off with a lot of examples that have been in popular media and things that have happened this year. And we're going to start with the villain of the situation. Miss Rosa, Omarosa. You hate her. We love to hate her. And now she is in the spotlight once again because she was fired.
She was dragged out.
She was dragged with heels being thrown, claws.
She was dragged out of the White House.
She was, unfortunately.
I have loved Omarosa since The Apprentice. Like when she first, that's when I used to actually watch the show. Mm-hmm. And I think she was in the first or second season?
I think she was in the second. She was in the early seasons.
She was in the early seasons. Yeah. And she made the show.
She did.
For me, she's the equivalent of Nene Leakes. Who Nene Leakes is to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Like, you love her and you hate her at the same time. Because these are bad women who are confident, who are secure in themselves, who don't take junk from anyone and get to what they want by any means necessary. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, these are the type of women that they are. So, and
she's incredibly intelligent.
Yes.
And well-versed and articulate. And what I liked about her is that she can go toe-to-toe with anyone. And whether you hate her for doing it, like she went on Bethany Frankel. You know, she went on her show, basically talked about your show is not going to be on the air a year from now. And it wasn't. No shade to Bethany, because I happen to really love Bethany. But she was like, as a black woman, I have to work twice as hard to, be mediocre like you. And I was like, the whole audience was like, but...
Did you see her when she was on the Wendy Williams show?
Yeah, my God.
Oh, that was
Lord.
epic. She said, Wendy... You had some work done in your face area. Wendy could. Now, when you make Wendy Williams be quiet
and
look at you and have no response, you not you mess with the wrong one.
She hit a nerve.
So we're saying all of this. Okay, so you all know how we feel. Well, how Denise and I feel about Omarosa. I actually like her. Take the whole Trump drama.
Let's take that out.
Take the last 2 years out of the situation and really look and see who she is, what she's done.
There you go.
Her background, how she climbed the corporate ladder, turned it into, her 15 minutes into 10 years.
Thank you, 10 years plus. Yeah, she's very bankable when she puts herself out there.
Yeah, I mean, she just married a preacher. I don't know how.
She about to go to Nigeria.
I don't know.
She doing something. She launching different plans. Omarosa is not going to quit. That's all we trying to say. Hate on her, but she not stopping. It's only going to fuel the fire. So Robin Roberts.
So we're seeing a lot. So after she got fired, which everyone was going in and made up all these stories about her getting drugged out of the White House.
Yes.
Omarosa, of course, flew straight to New York and got on Good Morning America and gave an interview where she was talking about she's seen a lot of things that made her uncomfortable.
Yes.
All these different things.
She has a story basically that she will sell. Mm-hmm. And the response from the community in general has been wholly negative. But we stick to Robin Roberts because she said on live television, "Bye, Felicia," in response to this so-called story that Omarosa has. And when I first witnessed that, I was like, okay, I know Omarosa's the villain. We all love to hate her. But let me just stop and take a moment and say, as Robin, you are on Good Morning America. This is our podcast. We can be silly and whatever here because we're not making political statements.
Right.
We're not in front of, all these millions. Right. And I felt like it was just petty. I felt like, come on now.
I felt like that was a real unnecessary, unprofessional, uncalled for low blow, because at the end of the day, Robert, the thing, it wasn't even about the Bye Felicia. I know a lot of people focused on that, but her comment was, I'm pretty sure that she has a story and she's going to sell it. Well, let's think about Good Morning America and how many interviews they do when people come on
Thank
there.
you.
They sell their products, they sell their stories.
They do.
That's what it is. It's basically a early morning talk show. Mm-hmm. So why all of a sudden when Omarosa get on there, there's an immediate
hate,
like a hate
and shutting down.
Yeah, and why did it have to come from another woman? Let's not even get into
the black woman thing.
The black woman thing.
Oh Lord, that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah, but why did it have to come from another woman?
Exactly.
Strahan didn't say bye Felicia or she trying to sell me the story. You know, the other people that I don't know.
Well, some people called in, and it was like one of those things where I think one of the commentaries she had called in, and she basically had made a point to say that, you know, I'm never gonna like down someone or want to make. Even Robin said this. I never want to like make fun of someone's demise. Mm-hmm. But then it was like. But, you know, at the same time, she got what was coming to her, Right. And it was like, I was like, this is national television. You guys are cackling like it's the Atlanta Housewives and stuff on CNN.
That was on
Seriously.
CNN. And the crazy part about it, again, we keep saying we're not going to go like black, but it was 3 black women that were on the actual panel, and then the actual commentator was a white woman who didn't say anything negative.
Didn't say anything.
And so you have this Omarosa. At the end of the day, she got fired. She lost her job. That can happen
to anybody. And so, especially when the president, he's throwing out people. His cabinet is like a revolving door. So you know what? I bet everyone else was throwing their shoes, their suit jackets, their pants because they got fired. You know, that's his term. You're fired.
Right.
So it's not just her, but you know, guys, we have other examples of this. We're gonna move on to Azalea Banks. And any other woman in the world who's doing better than her at any given time. Azalea. And I have to say, Azalea is talented. And she really is.
I never heard any of her music.
I'll give it to Azalea. Her music is lyrically, she is a beast. And I think she has an art form that will really work. It's not mainstream, but what shuts her down is that she keeps shutting everyone else down. We can't hear her music because we only hear the fact that she's spitting in people's faces. She's always on social media. Her and Trump need to get their social media accounts taken away. Azalea Banks and Trump go head in head for the year for being on social media and just doing too much, just causing damage.
But the thing about Azalea Banks, the only reason I even know her name is because the beast or the back and forth that she's been in on Twitter or Instagram with multiple female artists. You know the crazy part though? That's never even inspired me to go check out her music.
I know. That's the thing.
That's the thing about it. This makes you a social media bully. Yeah. But it's not like, oh, let me go check out and see. Like, no, because it's like, I definitely don't want to hear you. I don't care how good you are. Like,
thank you.
Like, you're really crazy and you need to get on some medication, like ASAP. Like
she do. Like recently she talked about Cardi B, and basically Cardi B wants to be black when it matters, and that basically while we celebrating this woman, she's not African American and she's not making strides as African American in hip hop. And I'm like, Cardi B is black. She's Trinidadian, I think. And like Puerto Rican or Dominican. That's black on black.
That's black on black on black.
Black on black on black. Shoot.
She's Afro-Latina.
So that's not even an argument.
That's not even an argument. Like, people have to respect their cultures, and I believe in that. Just because someone's like, she's not African American. She is not. She's Hispanic. Yeah.
But she's still she's black. Her phenotype, she is black.
Yeah,
that's where it comes from. Her nationality may be different, but she's a black woman.
And she claims being a black woman. Just like Lala Anthony claims being a black woman. People give backlash like, okay, Black comes in all types of like languages,
there you go.
Cultures, all of that. So anyway, Azalea Banks is just always on some other stuff. Who else did she get into it with?
I mean, she has like...
Oh, she just got into it with Remy Ma.
She did get into it with Remy Ma.
That's the wrong one, boo-boo. That's the wrong one.
That's right. That's when you hit your limit. Fall back, Azalea. Because let me tell you something. Remy Ma... Oh, Lord. We still... And when it originally happened with Remy and Nicki Minaj, I mean, everybody was like, R.I.P. Nicki. And I was like, whoa. I mean, Remy Ma hit back with the, like, illest.
With the illest.
I was like, I'm not even that big of a fan of hip-hop and rap. But when Remy Ma got on the mic, I was like, yeah, what the... I said that like, shit. Like, I need to start writing stuff down. Like, yeah. I found myself in my car like, yeah, get it. Ooh,
get her.
What?
Get her, Remy. Get her.
Get her.
I haven't been able to look at Nicki Minaj the same ever since.
And it's kind of been different.
It's been different.
No one has really made comment on it, but it has been a little different for Nicki ever since. And it created a vacuum for Cardi B.
Yeah, it did.
And that's the funny thing.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it did. Because Cardi B was smart. She said, Nicki is dead. This is my moment. I'm gonna have to get in there.
And she got in.
But all jokes aside, I really do love Nicki Minaj. I'm always gonna be a fan. I'm a big fan of Nicki. But when that whole beef started off, I was saddened by it. I was like happy at the artistry, at the whole going back and forth. But I was upset because I wanted these two women who I both like and admire. I wanted them to support each other.
You know what though? Let me ask you this, and this is part of the topic, and we can just sweat. But where is the rule book that said that women have to? Every single woman to support each other. Sometimes I just don't like a heifer.
Okay.
Like, sometimes I just.
That's true.
Don't
connect.
I don't connect.
Yes.
You rub me the wrong way.
Very
I don't
true.
like your energy. And I don't want you in my space. And don't say anything negative about me, because then you go get hit with the Remy Ma.
Exactly. That bop bop.
Because men do it all the time.
They do.
Men do it all the time.
Well, this is, I think, the reason why. Is that because we all see the glass ceiling is still there. Everything, the workplace, media, it is male dominated. Mm-hmm. And when is minorities being women, whether we are African American, Asian, Latina, or white, we still are minorities, moving in these circles with men. That's why when we don't support each other, we further cut ourselves down. And that's, okay, so we talked about this before. That's when I bring up Tiffany Haddish.
Right.
Okay, comedians. Tiffany Haddish, I watched her stand up. She talked about basically watching all the other male comics support each other. Like they would go on stage and come off and they would talk to each other like, that worked. Why don't you try this joke? Why don't you do it like this? And it was just camaraderie. So Tiffany tried to do the same thing with the other female comics. And she was like, you know what, girl, won't you try this joke? And the response was like, bitch, what you mean? My joke didn't work.
Yeah.
It was like not the same response.
Right.
That sisterhood was not there. It's competition because there's so few of us anyway.
Right.
Only one of us can shine.
Right.
And that's why.
Only one at a time.
Only one at a time.
Only one at a time. Only one female rapper at a time. Only one corporate. If you work in a corporate environment, and we'll get to there. There's one that can climb and be like, that woman in our corporate setting is the beast. It's the beast.
That's
She's the one.
She's the one. The golden beacon.
Yeah, it's not like they are the one.
The force is in her.
The force is in her. Get out of her way, because she's coming.
And I know, but that's how it typically is. But to get back to your question, you know what I would say is that even if you don't like a woman, you don't connect with her, the thing is to not publicly go out and bash her and put her down. It's like in face to face, you can go in the elevator and you can be like, I don't like you, you don't like me, but publicly we gonna be united.
Yeah.
Because it sends a greater message.
That's true.
I haven't personally been able to do that.
I haven't either.
we still working on it.
I'll get you on the elevator and in public. You can get it anywhere, anytime.
Anywhere, anytime. But moving right along here, you know, I was talking to Mimi about, you know, Taylor Swift and Katy Perry.
I don't know them.
Okay, so the beef between them has been long standing. So, you know, Taylor is quite popular. You know, I think that she's received more awards than Katy, and I think a lot of her fans are big fans and they support her, just like Katy Perry. She has her own fan base as well. But the thing that has ignited the feud between these two ladies is this competition for being the one, the head be in charge, so to speak.
The head be in charge is Beyonce. That's why I was like, I don't know these heifers. I don't know them.
It's true. I do agree with you 100%, but I think Taylor came out with a video, look what you made me do.
I don't know.
In response to something that Katy did. But here again is another example of two women who are both talented, who are still at the same time, I think, fueling their sales and their popularity by the feud they have with one another. So it does sell at the same time.
Okay, can we move on? Because I don't know these two women.
All right, we're moving on. All right. Doug Jones and Roy Moore. We're going to go to the fact that 63% of white women.
Okay, so let's tell everybody who's Doug Jones and Roy Moore.
Okay, so you're talking about Alabama.
Alabama, the Senate seat.
The Senate, yeah. So Roy Moore received 63% of the white female vote. And a lot of the women who were in that group who voted for him said, we know we did not portray sisterhood by voting for this man. And I would say to that, yes, you did. There were countless women who came forward and talked about the things this man had done, the inappropriateness, and to go and support him is a straight slap in the face to these other females. And I think I had watched something recently where they got a focus group, a group of people together, both men and women. But I was so shocked by the fact that the women thought that was a different time 40 years ago in Alabama. That was a different time where, you know, a lot of people, it was acceptable. A lot of people would probably be happy that your 16-year-old got approached by a judge.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, that's the kind of it's sickening. It's like, really? And we're not even gonna, the sexual harassment stuff that's been in the media right now is so big. But it does speak to that, because this is another opportunity for women to support each other, but to get rid of this old boy system that I feel like is coming down. This good old boy system of like, ask, don't tell. No, not anymore. That's why women supporting each other is so important. But we're going to talk about the workplace, our own personal experiences now. You
know, so when it comes to the workplace, I've actually been really blessed. My first boss out of graduate school was a female, is a female. And, you know, I just found out she's retiring this year. And she was absolutely amazing. You got to realize I was 24 years old, managing a bunch of people who could be my parents, my grandparents. And so I was the only female department head. It was tough. I had it really, really tough. I was in a city that, you know, I didn't have any friends. I had just moved there. I was excited, but I was nervous. So anyway, I'll give you, you know, there was an incident where a male chef had basically, he snapped. And that was the first time I had ever experienced anything like that. He used profanity and everything. And I was livid. You know how you get so mad, you start shaking and crying. Like, I didn't do it in front of him, but I was just like, oh my goodness. So then I went to the executive chef, who was a male, and I told him what happened. Then I went to my immediate director, who was a male. I told him what happened. And their response to me was, what did you do? Talking to me.
Really?
Yeah. Like, oh, well, you know, that's just part of it.
He couldn't just be irrational for no reason.
Like, he was like, what, you know, well, did do this, or did you add? And this was over cookies. I kid you all not. This was really over some cookies. We had ran out of cookies. I asked him, do we have more cookies? The chef, he was a sous chef, he lost it. So I'm like, I'm trying to handle it professionally.
Yeah.
So I'm going through the right channels. I'm going to his boss, and I'm going to my boss and say, listen, you know, I do not accept this. I don't talk to people like that, you know, especially at work, and I don't appreciate someone talking to me like this. So I need you all to handle this situation. Well, needless to say, I left both of those meetings feeling worse than I felt before. So I'm not the type of person that lets stuff go. You know, I was 25 years old, but I knew that this was wrong. So then I went to the general manager, which is like unheard of. This is this woman that's just like a GM. And I was like, and I told her as administrative assistant, I needed an appointment with her immediately.
There you go.
I came in on my day off. I had wrote all these notes. I came in on my day off, and she shut the door, and I started reading the notes a little bit. She was like, "Close your notebook." I was like, "Okay." She took her glasses off. She said, "Let me tell you something." It was the best advice. She was just she was like, "I'm so proud of you." She said, "You did the best thing. Don't you ever let them see you cry. Don't you ever let them see you get upset."
That's
and
what
then
I'm
she
talking about.
started, we cried together. Like, her and I cried together. She started telling me about some of the stories she had went through, because she had been in the business. And by the time I started, she had been in the hotel business for 28 years.
Oh my gosh.
So you can imagine the type of stuff that she witnessed, had to go through. And, you know, I'm not going to tell you some of the stuff like she told me, but it was such a moment and such a, like, you
connecting
know,
bonding.
a connected bond that I was really blessed to see that early on in my career. But I've also saw a lot of other things that helped me know that when young women come in, it's up to me to make sure that I'm the listening ear, that I'm there for them, to guide them in the right way.
Exactly.
But I also have seen the ugly side of that, where I've seen young women come in, and I've seen older senior management women just go for them, like go for their neck.
In the wild.
Yeah.
They a pit bull on their behind.
Pit bull.
Yeah, and that's really unfortunate. The funny thing is that I know you've always had strong mentors in your life.
Yeah.
And for you to be as successful as you are right now, you have to have that support. And having it from a woman, this is exactly why you have to support those that come after you, or who come to you for advice. For me personally, I was at a theater program years ago. And I remember it's sort of like one of these programs where you get a whole bunch of young people together and, you know, immerse them in theater so they can go to New York and make it, so to speak. I'm still waiting on my making it. But anyway.
We made it.
We making it. I got my mimosa right here, so I'm making it. So there was another young woman in this program, African American, and it was me and her. We were the only two black females, right? First of all, this program is in Louisville, Kentucky. It was a hard thing to be a part of because you're building sets, you're doing things, you're kind of like doing the grunt work of the theater. And for me personally, I felt it was always this level of like racism always there. I had got accused from stealing from the props department.
Wow. Would you steal some wigs, girl?
Okay.
Denise and us stealing wigs.
They're stealing wigs.
Stealing wigs
Lace
and makeup.
It was a necklace I got from Target. And she had the necklace from Target. I'm not gonna get on that because that's I still feel some kind of way about that. But anyway,
we can take a ride down there. We can go handle that.
We can go handle that still, right? So the other girl, I remember just feeling like, you know, there were jokes, racial jokes. Anyway, you're in that world by yourself. You know, you want support, and the only other girl I sought support from totally shut me down. She was like passively would say stuff all the time and commenting on my outfits or the way I look, my skin tone. By the way, and I'll go back to that and say the fact that she's a little lighter than me. And I remember this one thing, she came to me and said, oh yeah, I couldn't play that part because, I'm not dark enough. When I say she's lighter than me, I'm talking about 2 shades. This is the kind of like, the differences. She put miles between us because I was her competition. It was like we couldn't connect on anything. And I thought that was the most random statement for her to make to me. And I'm like, really? We both black? If it was slavery, honey, we both be out there in the field. Yeah, honey, I got accused. I'm going to accuse you next week of stealing. So, like, it was like we completely didn't connect. And it was unfortunate because I needed that. And who I did connect with, my girl Teresa, Irish, my friend, love her to death. And my friend Matt, two Caucasian people who I felt like the most at home with, and I'm thankful. And Jasimio, love you, my African American brother. I find that in times like that, I connect more with other women who are white or black men. It's funny, in the workplace, I've never gotten that sort of in being embraced by other black women. Okay, till this day.
Let me interject here because I've been in supervisory roles for years. So I can sort of see one thing about black women in leadership.
That's true.
We are hard on each other.
We are so hard.
We are hard on each other because you got to learn. I think we all feel like, that's just like when, I pledged the sorority. It's like you're hard because you got to learn. You got to learn what this is about. You have to learn the game. I'm going to if you can survive me, you can survive anyone. If you can work for me, you can work for anyone.
That's true.
And I think that that's where that mentality comes in. And I sort of tried to imitate that. I want to say in my early 30s. But then I realized, like, why am I trying to make it harder? It's already hard.
It's already hard.
And, I just got a save the date from one of my interns that I had. He was like, you were, this young guy from Morehouse. He was like, you were the hardest boss ever. He was like, you're crazy. And I was so tough on him because I wanted him to get it. Like, I wanted him to be like, you can't do what everyone else do. And I think that's how I think that's how a lot of women, no matter what the race is, it's like...
Yeah, we feel about each other.
You can't do what the guys do.
You can't.
You cannot do what the guys do. You can't go to a happy hour after work and get drunk where somebody got to drive you home and it be a joke the next day.
It will.
No. A guy can do that. You will be the drunk female, sloppy drunk.
Out of everybody. And they will talk about you and drag your name and you won't progress in the workplace. You will not progress. It will stop you.
I've seen it. I've seen countless men go to holiday parties, go to different events, all this stuff, and get
toasted.
I'm talking about drunk. They
and not only that, get promoted because of that. Because they were drunk and they knew how to hold their liquor.
And then it becomes like a joke for 6 months, and it's like,
here comes Mike. He's a drunk.
I've seen women get drunk at happy hours, and honestly, in HR on Monday. In human resources on Monday.
That's crazy.
For real, because they're like, we don't do that whether you're at work or outside of work. You still represent the company.
Yeah.
I've only seen that happen to females.
That's true. Well, I've worked in education mostly, so when I did have my little coins to go to happy hour, I had to be, modest with my drinks anyway, because like I said, I had coins. But being
I told corporate, you to get into this private sector, girl.
Education is a different field, but you are right. I still witnessed that with women, with what they wear, making jokes, It's just like a fine line and you can't cross it. And it's unfortunate because I think you should be able to be you at any moment.
Right.
But at the same time, we have to acknowledge there's a double standard.
Right.
It exists. And it's unfortunate. But I do agree with you.
Yeah.
When you do see something in someone, when you see they have potential, the inclination is to want to be hard on them so you can drive that out.
Right.
And I think that's a wonderful thing, but I think people need to know that.
They need to know
that. That's when,
if you're secretly, you can't secretly try to motivate.
You would secretly make a hoe jump off a bridge. Don't secretly motivate.
Yeah.
Make your intentions known.
Yeah, and now I do that. Now like in the position that I am, I'm in the golf industry. There's almost zilch women in the golf industry, for real, especially with what I do. So, I have one. Honestly, I have one out of maybe 65 people as a department head, 65 department heads. I have one. You all hear that?
That's
I have
crazy.
One female. And I told her, and I can be honest about this, I told her, I'm going to set you up for success.
There you go.
I have her going to different places. I was like, this is an opportunity for you because people have done that for me. Mm-hmm. So even though we see on media all these negative stereotypes, especially right now with all these sexual harassment cases, and some women believe in, some women not.
Pamela Anderson is another one that come at. She's basically saying, with Weinstein, you know what you're doing when you're going to someone's hotel room late at night to talk about a role. Come on now.
Really?
And a lot of people, she's getting a lot of backlash for that. It's not that I disagree with Pamela. I'm like, you don't know the nuance and the situation behind those instances. So you shouldn't speak on it. Because a lot of these women, like Rose Byrne, I believe, came forward years ago, but no one gave her, they shut her down. And there's nothing worse than being shut down and that feeling of being shut down.
Right.
So,
well, I don't agree with Pamela because I feel like it doesn't matter if I walk in your room butt naked at 3 o'clock in the morning.
And if I tell you no
means no. So
there you go.
I don't
at
care.
The end of the day.
I don't care whatever you say. I have the right, just like anyone else have the right to change their mind or to say no. It's my body. I can do what I want to with my body. So no means no.
No means no.
So
even if you're scantily clad,
it doesn't matter. That's
what you said.
That's what I said. I can walk in your room butt naked. I wouldn't do that because. But if I say no, that's what the hell I mean. I mean no.
No. And we have to support each other in those instances when that happens. There is no putting yourself at risk. Nobody should violate your body. Period. End of the sentence.
Yeah. Period.
So, guys, I think this was a great topic.
Yeah. We can go on and on.
We can go on and on. I can dig way in my closet and. We're just not going to do that right now. We don't have enough time. But anyway, guys, I'm so happy to be back. Mimi and Denise.
About time. Brandon done left me hanging for the last 2 podcasts.
Okay, guys, look. We back together. Yay! All right, guys. Bye.
Bye.